But his friend, Bentsy's friend Bentsy did an unbelievable, he was amazing because from all the other nurses and this and that, this guy was really nice and he helped us a lot.
Very formatted.
No, he told me, the doctor said, the typical doctor, he doesn't come, fine. He doesn't come to see the patient. I said, he's not breathing. He goes, trust me, it's in his head. So I said, I can't trust you because his lips are this size. So how did his head made it? His lips, oh really? He comes to, oh okay, yeah, he needs oxygen. Anyway, fine.
So Avi said he had a good story, and then Eli ended up saying,
don't worry, no, he said it's not for the.
Is he back home? That's the question.
Yeah, everything's great. Yud Beis on Beis, Ve'ein Beis Hapras. Where are we? No, I'm sorry. Okay, good. You guys are paying attention. That's true. Okay, Yud Aleph on Beis. I was joking. Yud Aleph on Beis. Boimene Abaya me Rava, me Rav Yosef.
Second line.
Correct. Okay, so we're holding two lines from the bottom. Boimene Abaya me Rav Yosef. So again, we have the Machlokes Rabbi Yochanan bar Pado. If you can, and the Gemara said at the end, there's no Machlokes really. But according to Rabbi Yochanan, who says that Uber lav yerchimai, it's not part of the mother. He shlamim uvlada chulin, if the mother is shlamim and the Uber is chulin. Now, according to Bar Pada, even though Bar Pada yesterday admits to Rabbi Yochanan in almost all cases, but he still holds that Uber yerchimai, meaning that if you hear what's going on here, if you hold Uber yerchimai, the Vlad and the mother are one. So if you say that the Vlad is a carbon, the mother is a carbon, automatically the Vlad becomes a carbon because the Vlad is part of the mother. You don't say the lungs are a carbon and the heart is a carbon. You say the mother is a carbon, so everything inside of her becomes a carbon. You hear what's going on here? It's a chiddush. Because we said that everybody agrees that if you could isolate the Vlad and say the Vlad is a carbon but not the mother. That you could do. But you cannot say that the mother is a carbon without the Vlad according to Bar Pada because he holds Uber Yerechimai. But according to Rabbi Yochanan, who says that they're independent of each other, Uber Lav Yerechimai, so I could say the mother is a carbon and the Vlad is not a carbon, or vice versa. So what happens if he shlamim uvlad chulin? What if I say that the mother is a shlamim and it doesn't automatically go to the fetus? Only according to Rabbi Pada goes to the fetus. Do we have a problem of bringing the fetus into the Beis Hamikdash? It's chulin ba'azara.
No, if you shech the mother.
You shech the mother.
The question is about shechting the mother.
No, the problem is the Vlad.
No.
Yeah.
No.
What's the problem shechting the mother?
Shech the mother, the Vlad is nita already. So when you're shechting the mother, you're either shechting the Vlad. So shechita chulin ba'azara.
What? What did you say?
If you shechting the
No.
mother,
Yeah.
then when she's pregnant,
Yeah.
the shechita of the mother is also shechita of the blood, right?
Yeah.
So that's the problem. Doing shechita chulin ba'azara.
Exactly. You're bringing, talking about the shechita of the Vlad though.
The theoretical shechita of the blood. But it's
Correct.
the shechita of the mother.
Correct. But the mother for sure gets shecht in the Beis Hamikdash because she's a shlamim.
Right.
The problem is the Vlad who's chulin.
Right, but you're not doing a shechita on the blood.
I understand. So, okay. You're going something else. The Achronim discuss, there's always a big discussion if a Ben Pekua, why is a Ben Pekua mutter? Is it because it doesn't need a shechita because the mother is shechted? Or it's as if you shechted it. So they want a taina from here. If Shimon Shkop proves that you shechted the baby. Because otherwise, what's the Gemara's what's the whole problem over here? It happened simultaneously. Okay, fine. Or, another question, you have to stick in here, this is a or. Now, until now we're talking about that you were magdish the mother when she was pregnant. So now if you magdish the mother when she's pregnant, there's no machloikis if the gedusha is in the stomach or the gedusha comes afterwards. But if you were magdish, and afterwards she became pregnant. Lemanda Omar Vladi Kochim Bavi Yosem and Gdoshim, or only according to that Manda Omar, there will be a problem, because according to the Manda Omar that says that the Vlad is Kaddish in the stomach, then she's Kaddish. That's not a problem. Bring her into the Azara. So the problem in this case would be, again, in another case, where you were magdish, and then she became pregnant, and according to that one Manda Omar that says that only when she gives birth, at the birth, this Gdusha, Miyad Chulin Azar Eloi. Lamaisi, you brought in Chulin Azar. Amalei, Mikarina Bey, we're holding Daf Yud Beis Amud Aleph. Mikarina Bey, Ki Yirchak Micha HaMokom B'Zovachta. The pasuk says that you're not allowed to shech outside of the Beis Hamikdash, even if you're far away. V'Zovachta, you should shech. How could you shech this baby? This baby, you can't get to the baby. So obviously the Torah is not talking about the fetus. So Mameli, you did the right thing. Only where you could do a vizavachta, you could check. Then you have an issue. But over here, since you can't get to the vizavachta, so Mameli, you do what you have to do. What about the reverse? The mother is chulin. The fetus is shlamim. Now, according to everybody, you could do that. You could say, you could point, we said yesterday, there are padas moedet Rabbi Yochanan, unless the mother is a balas mum. But in the case that the mother is not a balas mum, you could point to the baby saying, I want the baby to be, the fetus to be a shlamim, and the mother remains chulin. What's interesting is that Rashi sticks in, Va'aliba de manda omar gdusha chala alu ubarin. It's an interesting lashon because everybody admits that gdusha is chal on a ubar. We said even Bar Pada admits that gdusha is chal on a ubar. Maybe it means both. Maybe there's some other manda I don't know about. So ushchot bachutz.
No, you can be magdish, but maybe the kedusha is only chal once it comes out.
No.
That's not a
No, because
kedusha inside or not.
no, that's not the machlokes of Bavayosan. He is not on that. That's if you magdish the mother. You magdish specifically the uber. You magdish the uber. What? You delay the akdasha for 6 months, for 5 months. You're pointing at the uber. You say it's kaddish. It becomes kaddish right now. So what's the shaila? The shaila is, how can you shecht Vlad the shlamim? How can you shecht the shlamim outside of the Beis Hamikdash? The vlad is the inside, the ubar, the fetus is a shlamim. How do you shecht that outside of the Beis Hamikdash? Mi mechayev aleim mishum shchuti chuchutz or loy? Omar lei mi karina bei vehevium lashem. You can't bring it to Hashem. Or to explain it differently, if I could bring it to Pesach Oyel Moed, then I have an isser of shechting it outside of the Beis Hamikdash. But since this fetus I can't get to the Pesach Oyel Moed, it's trapped inside its mother's body. So maybe I don't have an isser to shecht it b'chutz. All right. It's an amazing Mishnah here that's going to bring us through a lot of beautiful sugyas, all the way to mikvah, to saita, paraduma, all gewaldige stuff, all for one reason, because it says one little lashon at the end, and if Vlad is a Temurah, or we eventually get to Hilchas Temurah. Says the Mishnah.
Do we pass that and then Uber is Yerachimah?
I don't know. I mean, Rabbi Yochanan says Uber Lav Yerachimah, and I would assume that we go with him maybe, but I don't know. What?
Like Ben Bakua, you say it's Uber Yerachimah.
But that's a special halach in the Torah, Ben Bakua. So it's nothing to do with Uber Yerachim or not. Says the Mishnah, Eina meduma midameya. Truma, we know, is bottle in 100. Says the Mishnah, Eina meduma midameya ela lefi cheshbon. And the Gemara is going to explain. We won't explain it now. We'll just say basic that this shear of 1 in 100 goes lefi cheshbon. We calculate it, so if there's one mixture that fell in and it made that mixture aser, then you take that mixture, and I'm going to explain it much better with a chart, and you take that first mixture and put it in another mixture, it goes with the original calculation of 1 in 100. How strong is the truma? Yeah, you still have to separate the truma. Yeah, you have to make it up. But that's not the sugi here. Ve'ein hamechumot mechametz ela lefi cheshbon. This Rashi does explain on the spot. The Gemara doesn't really go into it as much. When it comes to chimutz, Levi and I, we had the privilege of in another 7 years, I'm going to force the Olam to come with us. But we went to the bakery. The guy made menachas when we learned menachas, and he taught us all about sourdough. And my wife just bought sourdough. Remember, I asked you where to make sourdough, so now she's taking a course in sourdough making. Yeah,
Wow, you're so lucky.
I am very lucky. So, talking about sourdough is different. If the truma is sourdough, it's different than regular truma. Regular truma, regular truma is bottle only in 100, but sourdough is called a maimed. You take the organisms. Remember, he gets them in the mail. This guy, he buys them from America on eBay. They come in a little packet. There's like living things in there, living organism. He puts it in his dough, and it becomes sourdough. This living organism, if it could create a sourdough, no, it's microscopic. It's bacteria. It's bacteria.
It's a starter. It's called a starter.
It's a star, whatever it is. Anyways, without going into it, if it could create a sourdough, great. So it has nothing to do with 1 in 100. 1 in a million. If this 1 in a million could create a whole dough, a sourdough, it becomes chametz, becomes truma. The mixture becomes truma. Now, here's what's going on here. Very posh at the chart. This guy over here, red, is truma. That's enough to make this blue sourdough. So this whole mixture now is truma. It's also for Yisrael to eat. Now, if you, let's say, for instance, you take a line, you split this dough in half. So now, what are you left with? You're left with half of the amount that you started out with. Half of the amount. And you take this half, what is it, a moon? And an eyeball, you take half of his eyeball and the thing, and you put it into a new mixture. If this red guy, half of it, cannot create a sourdough on its own, then this is not truma. This is only truma. Why did this become sourdough? Because it has a mixture of blue and red. But the blue is not truma, the blue is chulin. So it goes lefi cheshbon. If the red on its own, 50% of the original could create this as a sourdough, then it's a problem. But if it can't, it only became sourdough because you added the blue with it, then there's no issue here. It's lefi cheshbon, right? Very simple. No, because Rabbi Eliezer is going to say that right now this became sourdough and it's usur. I used the blue. Rabbi Eliezer says the blue makes it isser because once I introduced red and blue, the whole thing became usur. Now I take the whole usur and I make a new isser with it, and it keeps on going forever. Our Mishnah holds that we have to look at the original amount. Lefi cheshbon. I always go back to the original. If the original is only half now, and half by itself cannot create a sourdough on its own, then even though this became sourdough, it's not usur because it only became sourdough with a mutter, with the blue, and that's.
It's like it's bottle.
But it doesn't have the string to make it.
The whole thing becomes
Touching upon Zev Zegorim. The sugi Zev Zegorim. Kula. This is mutter. This is mutter today. I have in here a little bit of truma sourdough. Half of this, it's mutter because half of this cannot create a sourdough. So it's a kula. Rabbi Eliezer says, throw this in the, only kohanim can eat it. What? What would you have done?
The middle one should be with red lines because it's bad and true. We refer to it as true now, right? That's what you're saying.
This is asur to eat. This whole blue is asur to eat. But I want to show that it started out mutter. It was blue to begin with. You would make like little red lines in it.
Yeah.
Whatever. This literally took me no time to make. The next chart took me literally an hour. You will see in a second. It's unbelievable. Beautiful sugis, jumping from sugi to sugi. And we're going to get into it in the Gemara. Mayim shuvim is drawn water in a mikvah. A mikvah needs 40 saw of make shamim. If you have rainwater in a certain situation, it's lefi cheshbon. We're going to see what that means. Ve'ei meichatos oisin meichatos. Talking about a para aduma. You take water, you pour in the water ashes, and you have meichatos. First, you have to put the water on the bottom, and then you put the ashes on top. The Gemara is going to explain, but why not? If we already have the picture, we might as well show it. This is a Beis HaPras. This is an actual picture of a plowed field, an aerial view. This is your Beis HaPras. Everything besides the box is not a Beis HaPras. Beis HaPras means that there was a grave. Yes, I put it in the video. There's a grave in here somewhere, we don't know where, and somebody plowed the field. So now the whole field becomes Tameh. If you walk in there, you become Tameh because maybe there's an Etzem Kisa'ira somewhere around there. What about other parts that are next to the field? So that's what it says, that the field becomes Tameh 100 amma in each direction of the plow only. Not to the right and left, but this is the direction of the plow, so it becomes a usher 100 amma this way. Let's go weiter. We'll see in the Gemara more. Vein truma achar truma. Rashi on the simple pshat, although the Gemara says a different pshat. Yeah, no, you don't have to find the bone, you have to be concerned with the bone. It is. The entire field is a Beis HaPras, including 100 amma to each direction.
Minimum size, the
It's metama. We're concerned with. Oh, my friend. I'll tell you about him later. Ve'ein truma achad truma. So over here, Rashi just says a simple pshat, although it doesn't seem like the Gemara is talking about the pshat, but it's included in the pshat. Rashi just says, once Reuven makes truma on his product, he can't make truma again on his product. He can't take 2 times truma. It's done. He locks himself out of the truma. Vein Temurah oisa Temurah. So now finally we got to our Masechta. If a person has an animal A which is kachim, and he takes animal B which is chul, and he says animal B should be instead of animal A, animal B becomes Temurah. Now once I have animal B, I can't take animal C and say it should be instead of animal B. Animal B is Temurah, and Temurah doesn't make another Temurah. Animal A, we had the Gemara, you could do it over and over. V'chulu. Vein Temurah oisa Temurah. V'loi havlad oisa Temurah. If you have a hegdish animal, a carbon, that carbon gave birth to an animal, you cannot use that animal as animal A, as the subject of Temurah. I could take a chulin and say the chulin should be like that brand new, the newborn fetus, the newborn baby, whatever. So they told him, Hegdish oisa Temurah, vein Havlad oisa Temurah. No, you're wrong. Only the original could be Temurah, but the Vlad not. Man Tana. Who's the Tana of our Mishnah? When it comes to the first part of the Mishnah, we're going to see that Rebbe Eliezer strikes out about 4 times today. In all 4 different halachas, nothing to do with each other. It's not very good for him. So the Mishnah doesn't go according to Rebbe Eliezer. It's not. So Ashel Truma. Oh, so here's this. I don't. Yeah, it's a little overdone. This picture, you don't see it, but it really has 77 apples. I typed in 77 and I counted. There's really 77 apples in this picture, and that's the case. The case is 77 apples.
That's what took you an hour?
No, it took me an hour because there's a woman here leaning over the apples, and she had to go. So the box had to go over her. The kids are all these box. If you look closely, there's a lot of detail. Anyway.
I'd be the man who left him in.
Also not, unless I would put a yarmulke on him, but whatever. You have here 23 saw. Each box represents a saw. In a saw, there's 24 lug. Okay? I just represented them a lug as a single individual apple. Kids, so you have 23 boxes. It's not really boxes because boxes are very individual and they can't mix. But let's just say, this is for argument's sake, just for hamchasha, if you have 23 saw, and then a box of truma fell into the boxes. A whole box fell in. So what happens is that in every box, you're represented by 1/24th truma. Not in boxes. It wouldn't work in boxes, but in a pile. The truma disperses on your whole pile, And since the truma is 1/24th, it's one box out of 24 boxes. That means anytime you grab 24 apples or 24 lug, within them you're going to have one lug of truma. Hold on. Then a guy takes one box over here. Here's one box out of all the boxes. It turned into white. Don't ask me how. And in this box is one apple that's truma. But there's 23 apples that are not truma. So very pashut. If it gets mixed into 77 other apples, so now you have 100 apples that are chulin and one apple of truma. Lefi cheshbon. You always go lefi cheshbon. You started out with one of 24, then that mixture went into another mixture, so you're still stuck with 1 and 24. So all you need is, to be mevatel it, is 100 lugim against it. Rebbe Eliezer would say, what you need is an incredible amount. You need 100 boxes. You need 100 sa'im to be mevatel this one lug. Why? Because according to him, this whole thing becomes asur. You have to assume, says Rebbe Eliezer, that what you remove from this pile is all the truma together.
It's not lefi cheshbon.
It's not lefi cheshbon. And he has a good taina. What every time you're going to take out 24, you're exactly going to get one truma. What if you got 2? What if you got 3? He says no. You got all 24 truma. Memela, how you mevatel all 24? You need 100 times the amount. You need 100 boxes. Our Gemara says, our Mishnah holds, not like Rebbe Eliezer, that strike one against him, that it goes lefi cheshbon. One lug is bottle in.
That was worth the hour. That was very
For me, I don't know for you.
I mean, it's confusing because
This picture is not confusing. What are you saying? No, I'm just kidding.
you have to represent it, but the truth is that
10 minutes.
the moment it's individual units, you're spoiling the case.
I'm always amazed to find out
This apple or this
like
box,
enough already.
right?
We got
if
it.
you've got grain
Funny joke.
and you have a mixture,
10 minutes, oh my gosh.
and you have a mixture of grain,
Not 10 minutes.
Yeah.
then you can say any cup that you take out, there'll be one kernel of
Yeah.
trauma mixed in amongst them. It's a bit like you pour a glass of water.
In liquid it works, yeah.
The whole world, every ocean in the world would have a drop cup of your water in it.
Okay, but over here you're talking about
So if you talk about units, it doesn't work. As you said.
Right. you have to say it's more of a halachic kind of thing. It's not a real svar. It's not logic. All right, let's see inside. This nan social truma. Shenavla lepachis memei chulin v'nidmu v'noval mina meduma lemokim acher. So you had the original, this case where a saw fell into this pile over here, and then you took from this pile and you went weiter. This box has a halacha of complete truma, and memela shani oimer sashen naflo hisha also. Exactly what fell into this pile is exactly what you removed, and memela I need 100 times the amount. No, all you need is you take the lugim with it, which is 23, and you add 77 to it, and you have 100, and that's it. Again, the Mishnah doesn't go according to Rebbe Eliezer. This nan. So oir shel chulim v'shel truma shenaflu toichei isa v'loi bezeh kedei lahachmitz v'loi bezeh kedei lahachmitz, as we explained before. You have the second mixture. If we want to go back to the picture, this mixture, each one, the red by itself cannot do sourdough. The blue by itself can't do sourdough, but both of them together create a sourdough. So the Gemara uses a lashon here. Rashi points out that it's not exact. Rebbe Eliezer says, let's see which one fell in last. That's not what he means. What he means is, let's see if he's still there. If the red is still in the mixture, then you have a problem. If you can remove the red from the mixture, then it's kosher. Then it's not truma, he says. That's all he's saying in Achron Aniba. If I can remove it, and we had it in Avodah Zarah, if I can somehow isolate the truma from the sourdough, I'm not sure exactly how you do that, or in any other mixture, then the mixture becomes tahar. But otherwise, we have to view, says Rebbe Eliezer, the entire mixture as one red. It turned into truma. It doesn't matter if it's still in the mixture. In itself has to have the power to create sourdough. Ve'eina mayim shu'uvim poisem samikva. So, a little overview here of a mikvah. A mikvah requires 40 sa. Once you achieve 40 sa of make shamim, then even if you introduce mayim shu'uvim into it, sink water or draw in water from a pail into the mikvah, it doesn't matter you did 3 lug or more, the mikvah remains kosher. Right? That's what they do today. They take a little rainwater, 40 sa, and they add water. You can add water all day long. But if it doesn't have your 40 sa, and then you introduce 3 lug of water to it, you pass the mikvah forever. There's nothing you can do about it. You can't add more, make shamim, and make more 3 lug. It's done. Mantana, let's see what the Mishnah says. Mikvah only lefi cheshbon. What does that mean? Rabbi Lezer ben Yaakovi. This is not Rabbi Lezer, it's Rabbi Lezer ben Yaakov. This is not Rabbi Lezer ben Yaakov. Mikvah sheish bo esrim ve'achas sa make shamim. What's 21? 21 means the roiv. If it has most, it has a roiv make shamim. Mimale bekosif chayser sa. He could take another 19 sa of drawn water. Upoisken la mikvah, and he could put it on the ground and let it flow towards the mikvah. There's something called hamshacha. I probably told you guys that when I was about 14, 15 years old, my father decided, he's a gronik, he goes to the mikvah every day. My father decided he needs a mikvah in the house, in the middle of Kensington in New York. And he gave me a shovel and he said, let's go. We got to start digging, and we dug, and it was gewaldic. It took months, but we built a mikvah. Hence all the mice that came out of the mikvah into my house and all the stories that I have with mice. You don't remember? I stepped on. You don't. Okay, you don't. Fine. It was an experience. Let me say. So, but I learned about Hamshacha and Zriya and all the stuff. We had a Shaka bar, Zriya, and Hamshacha. What's Hamshacha? Hamshacha is you have this channel on the ground that goes a certain shear. Rashi doesn't specify what the shear is. And if you do Hamshacha, you pour the water into the thing and it flows on the ground, then it could remove the status of Mayim Shuvim from it somehow. And we're going to see this in Manahama that says you could do an entire mikveh like that. Fill up sink water, take pails, and put it on the ground, and it flows through the ground, goes into your pit. Good, it's a good mikveh. He's saying, Rabbi Lezer ben Yaakov says, that you could do it, but it has to be not a roiv. In other words, the roiv, 21 saw out of the 40 is make shamim, 19 can be on the ground through hamshacha. Now we turn the page. We're holding.
You have that written in the
we are page 177 in the Irish Scroll Sidurim, Daf Yud Beis and Beis. Vehein Tahirim, and that will be Machshir the Mikvah. Now, next. Shashi'iva, because drawing water, mitaheres b'reviu b'amshacha. If I have a roiv, like we said, 21 saw, and amshacha, what does amshacha mean? It's flowing on the ground, that makes it tahor. Miklad the Rabbanan Sabri b'reviu b'amshacha loy. Rashi points out here, they tell me, it seems like Rabbi Elazar's the kula comes out that they're machmer, chacham are machmer. How does that work? Who's chulg on this? Elaha, the chiyasa Rabban Rabbi Yochanan shuva shem shichu kula tahira. There's a halacha that you can do the entire mikvah through amshacha. Mani le Rabbanan v'le Rabbi Elazar doesn't fit in with anybody. El Omar Rabba lifi cheshbon kelim. The cheshbon that we're talking about is not the cheshbon of 21 saw versus 19 saw. We're talking about a cheshbon. How did you introduce your bad water to the mikvah? What does that mean? We said that the magic amount is 3 lug. 3 lug ruins the mikvah. So if you have 3 lug that came into the mikvah through shnayim u'shloisha kelim, meaning that each kli had at least 1 lug to it, so when you poured it in, it was a substantial amount. So Yosef said, the Tanakama says that even if you take little shot glasses full of drawn water and you do it 100 times, but if that adds up to 3 lug, puzzle. Comes along Yosef ben Chayni, he says, no. I have a trick to get Mayim Shuv into the mikvah if I do it with shot glasses. If I do it with a giant glass and each glass contains more than 1 lug, then it's possible. But if I do it with less than a lug, 4 to 5 kalim, the mikveh is good. So what is lefi cheshbon? That's lefi cheshbon.
What do you do with those kids? You put it on the ground?
No.
What do you do?
I have 3 lug of water. I have a mikveh that's 40 saw minus 3 lug. If I go like this, I pour it all in one shot, mikveh is possible. If I pour it in 1 lug at a time, possible, according to that. If I pour it in tiny amounts, I divide the 3 lug into 4 parts, that means each part is less than a lug, then the mikveh is not possible. Then I have a way, so it's a riddle. How do I have a mikveh that has less than 40 saw? There's a few ways. You have amshacha, and now we have even pouring it with a pail. If there's less than a lug in the pail, then I could fill up 3 lugim. What? I don't know.
With 3, no? Would you have
It
to
says
make up-
3, but it doesn't. That
would you
doesn't
have
make
to
sense.
Make up the 3
Also
lug
take blocks of
with
ice.
rainwater as well, or is that now regular mikveh water?
I don't know. I would say it's regular mikveh water. That's my personal thing, but I don't know.
No.
Zog to Gemara. Ve'ei meichatos nasa meichatos. Rabbos, we have to get to the Mishnah somehow. Mantana. So what does it say in the Mishnah? Meichatos. Oh, the lashon here. Ve'ei meichatos ois meichatos elo imatan efer. You have to put the water first, then the efer, meaning ashes, come after the water. Mantana. The Sanya, we're talking about a saita now. A saita has something similar. She needs a mixture of water and dirt, not afer with the aleph, but offer with the ayin, dirt in the water. Higdim offer lamayim, but if he put the dirt in the bottom of the bowl, and then he introduced the water, pasul, Reb Shimon machshir. So our Mishnah doesn't go like Reb Shimon. My time to Reb Shimon. The Chsiv, going back to Paraduma, it says you should take from the Afer, which is ashes, but look what the Torah says here. It's amazing. May offer, it says. We're talking about a paraduma, we're not talking about dirt, we're talking about ashes, yet the Torah sticks in an ayin. Why? Amazing. He says, the reason why the Torah said it is to compare it to the Saita, that over there it's really dirt. Nemar kan offer, by Paradum it says offer. V'nemar lalan offer, by the Saita, ma lalan offer agabi mayim, just like by the para. You have to put, what? No, Nemar kan offer, v'nemar lalan offer. Right, you're right, by Saita. Yeah. Ma lalan offer agabi mayim, just by Saita. He takes the offer, and the dirt, and he puts on top of the water. Afkan offer agabi mayim, so the ashes have to go on top of the water. Water has to be introduced first. And if you reverse it, it's possible. Ma kan by para higdim offer lamayim kosher. Afkan higdim offer lamayim kosher. This is Reb Shimon. Reb Shimon says that if you introduce the ashes first,
Care the order.
what?
He doesn't care the order.
He doesn't care the order so much. There's a little bit. He cares a little bit. That l'chatchila, it's better to do water first. But if you don't, it's kosher. How do we know by the paraduma that there's no difference? There's 2 psukim. In fact, it's 1 pasuk. Here's the 2 psukim that the Gemara is talking about. It's in the same pasuk, words after words. It says v'nasan olav mayim chayim. It's amazing. The Torah says specifically, you should take the afer v'nasan olav, and you should put the afer. I'm sorry, v'nasan olav mayim, and to put on top of the afer water. And then it says later, El Keli, that the water should be in the Kli, not the Afer. So the Gemara learns from El Keli that the water has to go first. And that actually is more important, and it stands out more than the first part of the Pasuk, which almost is mefurish. They should put the water on top of the ashes.
Which goes first, the water or the ashes?
V'acha, let's see inside. V'acha trei kroig siv v'nosan olav alma Afer bereisha. It says mefurish, you should put the ashes first, and then v'nosan olav mayim, on top of the ashes, you should put water. V'adiksiv mayim chayim el keli. Then the end of the pasuk says el keli, that you should put the water directly on the kli. There shouldn't be any chatzitza, so to speak. Okay, tzad. Rotzah v'lamato, rotzah v'lamalo, however he wants. Yet Rav Shimon would still admit that it's better if he puts it on.
Because of the Gzera Shava.
Yeah, once we have the Gzera Shava, then it's better. Omalach Sefer Dekro Dafka V'nosan Olav La'arvan. So our Tana holds, very interesting, that V'nosan Olav is talking about to mix it. So why does the Torah say V'nosan Olav? So Rashi sticks in a gewaldige word. I just noticed it this morning. Rashi says, first of all, Rashi says two chidushim. If I asked you, how do you mix this mixture? How do you mix ashes with water? Rashi says with your finger. That's boy. And then Rashi sticks in here, v'yachzir hamayim shetachtov olav. What does v'nosan olav mean? That by you mixing it with your finger, you're going to get the ashes to come on top of the water. The water on top of the ashes. Sorry. First you put the water, then you put the ashes, then you mix with your finger, says Rashi, then you get the water to come on top. And that's v'nosan olav mayim through the mixing of the finger. Now everything makes sense. My chazis, I'm just saying for the Kro Dafka, make a taisa to say that that's more important. Or maybe should be fakert. Maybe should put the ashes first. Anytime you have something that creates the hechsher, over here in our case, what causes the tahara of the tamei? The afer. The water is stam, it's an ingredient, but what's the main thing? The paraduma. You have it by mitzaira, and we have it also by saita. What's the main ingredient by the saita? The afar. So, and says the Gemara, every time you have an ingredient, the main ingredient goes on top, not on the bottom. You introduce it afterwards. So too, it makes sense that by paraduma, the afer, the ashes should go on top of the water. Vein beis hapras, oisa beis hapras, masnisin loik Rebbe Eliezer again. On this halacha has nothing to do with the halacha that he said by truma of zevezegorim. Again, the halacha is not like Rebbe Eliezer. This is not Rebbe Eliezer oimer. Beis hapras, oisa beis hapras. So over here, Rashi says, what does it mean? Oisa beis hapras, that according to him, all four fields become a beis hapras. Oisa beis hapras means 1, 2, 3, 4. Everything connected to this beis hapras becomes a beis hapras because we have to be worried that the guy with his plow, he went off course a little bit and dragged with him a little bone, and memela, if somebody steps there, he might be touching a kesaira. What?
Straight, you can see.
No, you can't see.
Beis hapras means an area that we know somewhere in the
Correct.
grave. So it's not a defined area.
If there's anywhere in this, however big your field is, there's one grave in here that's hidden, and we don't know where it is.
The original field.
Yeah. What do you mean original?
There was nothing.
What do you mean original?
Originally, that square
Yeah.
was just a field. Around there was dirt. Nothing else identifying it.
Right.
as the same.
Okay, fine.
Somebody came and he plowed, and he moved
Plowed
all the same.
No, he didn't touch this at all. We don't know that he touches. We just know that his tractor goes back and forth here all day.
No, of
That
course
was
it
an
did.
original field. And
We don't know that he plowed.
He did.
Then why do you have to
So,
be
like,
aware?
Say there. Okay, he plowed. He plowed. Original, not original. He plowed. The problem is that if he plowed, time out. He plowed, so he plowed 150 am also.
Look at Rashi.
Field.
Last
It's not
line
like
of
you're
Rashi.
shooting it out, like I think
identifiable,
you're
like
flying
four
out.
boundaries.
Yeah.
Base could have been.
Im nechreshu. Im nechreshu, Rashi says. Rabbi said, what are you talking about? It says Mefurish that he plowed it. Says, Ki Oser Avdim Yom Rav. Where are we? V'Rabbanon ad kamo. So what's the shear for Rabbanon? It's not 4 fields. So how much is it? Ki Oser Avdim Yom Rav Shlokish Rav Shimon bar Abba Sholosh Sodois Shtei Ma'anois. Sholosh means together with your field you have 3. So 1, 2, 3.
Depending on how he plowed.
Yeah. Manos. V'kama maloi mano. What is that? Meya amo. K'nisan yachor shel kever oisa beis hapras maloi mano meya amo. Yeah. Can we go weiter? Let's go weiter. Ve'ein truma acher truma. Because tomorrow, Rabbi, I'm leaving. After Shir, I have a very tight connection. I have to flight. I have to leave right after Shir. So I want to make sure that I finished the parak for Noam, or whoever is you're staying on Friday. Be'ezer Hashem, Noam, unbelievable. Hopefully he doesn't. I have a job when I come back. And when Noam's not here, Menachem is going to be here. And when Menachem is in South Africa, then we have Rabbi Didier Kramer. All right. Ve'ein truma achar truma. Masnisa mani Rebbe Kivihi. So it says, the Pashup Shah we said in the Mishnah is that if a person does truma on fruit, he can't go ahead and do truma again. Over here the Gemara says a little different. A lot different. It's not. Hashutrim shetarmu zeh achar zeh, Rebbe Lezer oimer, truma shneim truma. When I had a guess, my Chavrus asked me, my guess, I was completely off. If Ruvain and Shimon are partners in a pile of fruit, and Ruvain does truma without letting Shimon know, and then Shimon does truma, what's the halacha? What should happen? Nothing should. Why? But Reuven did a good truma.
That's good.
You would think. That's what I thought. That's what I thought, and the halacha is not like that really. 3 shittas, and all 3 don't fit into that. Hashutvim shetarmu zachar zeh Rebbe Lezer oimer truma shneim truma. Rebbe Lezer says that they're both truma. Rashi says that because each one was tarim on his share, so his share at least is truma. Rebbe Kiva oimer, and this is our Mishnah, ein truma shneim truma. When the Mishnah says you can't do truma after truma, over here the Gemara says, not like Rashi explained in the Mishnah, but it means that the second shutaf can never do truma after the first one. The second shutaf ruined it for the first one, because by him taking truma, he showed that he wasn't interested in the first guy taking truma. So maybe he cancels out the first guy. And the same thing, both of them are not good. If he took a shear, what's the shear? We know that the shear of a truma is a mashu, but we do have midrabanan the beinoni shear, which is 1 out of 50, which is 2%. So if he took 2%, then we could assume that his buddy, his partner, is in agreement with that shear. Ein truma zasheni truma, and therefore the second one is nachal because the first one already is good. Vim loy toram keshiur, but if he didn't take enough, he was stingy. Truma zasheni truma. Then the second guy doesn't agree with the first guy's truma, and therefore the second one is good. So Mela, our Mishnah goes according to Rebbe Kiva. Ve'ein Temurah oisa Temurah my taimo makro utmurosoi veloy tmuras tmurosoi. So therefore, only one Temurah and not the Temurah from a Temurah. Ve'ein avlad oisa Temurah the makro who veloy vlad. Rabbi Yehuda oimer avlad oisa Temurah. The makro yeh l'rabbi says avlad. They have extra word yeh, even though it says who. Yeh means even the offspring of a carbon could be the subject of Temurah. Rabbanon the rabbi shoyed kemezit. It's a very interesting case. Noam is going to have this in a couple of days. If a person makes a mistake by kachim and he says he wants to say in his mind that he's going to be magdish a black animal, and he points at the white animal and says this white animal should be hegdish, it doesn't work. It's hegdish b'tos, because in his mind he wanted black, not white. But if he does that by Temurah, Yeh comes to tell us a chiddush that it works by Temurah. Have a wonderful day.
Coming tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm out.